The Lady Cougars took the first one handily, 6-3. Now they'll look to make it a Saturday sweep against their rivals from Montevallo in the second ever matchup between these two teams. From Cougar Field in Columbus, Georgia, it's the Columbus State Lady Cougars and the Montevallo Falcons in PBC softball action. Thanks for joining us again here on Cougar Sports TV, everybody. Will DeBoer with you for the second game of today's doubleheader, starting around the same time as it was supposed to start in the schedule. Again, we had that 3-hour delay from our original noon start time of the first game. The first game started at 3. That one went CSU's way, 6-3, behind 3 home runs in the bottom of the second inning. And now they look to make it a sweep against their friends from Montevallo. Similar lineups to the first one for both sides, but with some notable changes. We'll get to those as soon as they come up. First, it's the leadoff hitter for Montevallo. She was the same leadoff hitter in the first inning. It is Kelsey Vining, the center fielder, the freshman from Plano, Texas. And Vining stands in to face Taylor Turner, the starting pitcher for Columbus State in this ball game. Turner, the senior from Savannah, Georgia. This is her 12th start of the season, 13th appearance overall, and she missed outside for ball 1. We are underway in game number 2. Turner's second pitch. That one catches the high outside corner, a called strike 1. In the first game, Vining had some success at the plate. Checks her swing at that one. The appeal over to first base, and no, she did not go around. The count goes 2-1. In that first game, Vining was 1 for 3 with a single and also reached on an error and a walk. 2-1 pitch and a line shot into left field, straight into the glove of Kaylee Boone. Perfectly positioned that time out and left, and there's the first out of the game. Up next is Shelby Lopez, the first catcher in the game for Montevallo in the first one. Shelby Lopez, one of the few hits for Montevallo in that first game, and she's been promoted from the 9th hole to the 2 hole. And she takes a strike on the inside part of the plate, 0-1, the count from Turner. Lopez getting the chance and encouragement from her dugout as Turner splits the wickets of the catcher for Columbus State, Leanne Reese. Reese replacing Casey Meeks over the course of the 2 games. Your defensive positions for Columbus State: Turner pitching, Reese catching, Taylor Woods over at third base, Fagioli back at second, Starr at short. Over at third base, replacing Turner, who's on the circle now, is Keely Waugh. As Lopez fouls this one back out towards Ragsdale Field, the baseball diamond. Outfield going left to right is the same. It's Boone, Smith, and Rhodes. Now the count 1-2. Taylor Turner, 4-2 on the season, missing inside for ball 2. A 3.45 ERA, 1 complete game. With that out, she now has 47 complete innings under her belt and 46 strikeouts to boot. She'll set him down by way of the K often, and she's looking for that, but misses high for ball 3. Jessica Menser on deck for Montevallo, same as last game. And the payoff pitch coming from Turner. Fouled away, we'll do it again. Lopez just getting a nick of it. And this will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up. The 2 parties are ready, and the payoff pitch Another one fouled back, this one into the marshland behind the right field bullpen at Ragsdale. And we will have an 8th pitch of this at bat. Turner and Lopez locked in an early duel. Here comes the 8th pitch and a grounder. This one foul. Waugh going for it, but it would have been foul in any situation. And we'll have a 9th pitch coming up. No score, top of the first inning from Cougar Field. Just the second batter of today's game. Taylor Turner looking for the strikeout, and she won't get it, but she gets a ground ball over to Starr. Short. Callie with the sinking throw. It gets past the glove of Woods over to the first base dugout. And taking the extra base is Shelby Lopez, counted as a single and an error by the shortstop to send her to second base. And this was a story of the first game as well. Montevallo had their fair share of base runners against DeFee and Carr. And now they've got a runner on second base with just one out in the first half inning of the ball game. And Jessica Menser coming up looking to do the damage, looking to give Montevallo their first lead. Fastball on the outside corner for called strike one. Menser hit third in the last game as well. Reached on an error. Hit by a pitch, a strikeout, and then a ground out. Not the finest day at the plate. She can make up for it with a big day today, and she flies this one foul and out of play down the left field line. Count goes to 0-2. Taylor Turner setting up her tightrope early, about as early as Lindsay DeFee did in the last ball game. But she's ahead of Menser in the count 0-2. Here comes the pitch. Outside, ball one. She tried for that corner, Reese setting up outside. Umpire not buying it. One-two pitch coming inside that time, and she caught the corner, a called strike three. Menser frozen like a statue. Turner, who had been working outside the hole at bat, comes inside and sits her down looking. And so with two down, Turner's almost out of the woods. First she'll have to take on Sydney Abanasar. Abanasar in this ball game hitting cleanup the same as she did in the first one. She takes low for ball one. Went 0 for 2 in that last game with a pair of walks and a run in the 7th inning. That Montevallo rally came up short. They left two on base as CSU prevailed 6-3. Turner missing high and outside. Ball two. 2 balls and a strike in the top of the first inning. No score, but Montevallo with a single by Lopez. Lopez went to second on a throwing error. And Turner misses high and outside for ball three. Turner struggling through this first inning. She needs just one good ground ball to get out of it. And she finds the outside corner that time for strike one. Abanasar taking all the way on the 3-0 pitch. Now the Yorba Linda, California native will face a 3-1 from Turner. Here comes the pitch. And a fastball. That one's on the outside corner as well for strike two. Abanasar took that first step and a half towards first base, but she'll have to come back and face a payoff pitch. Taylor Turner doing a nice job of fighting back from 3-0 down. Now the payoff pitch and a bouncer over to second. Fagioli has it on 3, hops to throw to first in time, side retired. And so Taylor Turner puts a runner on, but leaves her in scoring position for Montevallo in that first inning. No runs on 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left on base. At the middle of the first inning, the score, Montevallo 0, Columbus State coming up. You're watching Lady Cougar softball right here on Cougar Sports TV. No score lasts the first inning. On the mound for Montevallo, the same pitchers they had in the last game, Jocelyn Higgerson. Higgerson taken out early enough that she can recover in time to start game number 2. She allowed 5 runs through her 2 innings in that first game, giving up 3 home runs to Woods, Rhodes, and Starr back in the second inning to knock her out. After that, J.K. Armstrong took care of the 3rd and 4th innings, while Kelsey King took the 5th and 6th. Defensive positioning is pretty much the same for Montevallo, with one exception. A new second baseman, Hannah McCreelis. And so McCreelis and the rest of her infield mates will head out to the field. And now Kia Smith will get her first turn at the plate in game number 2. Smith reached on fielder's choice in the first game, otherwise going 0 for 3, and she takes a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Kia, the leadoff hitter on a CSU team, now aligned towards playing small ball, as Higgerson misses upstairs for ball 1. In their first game, they were sort of half and half between old and new. The new came in the first inning when a squeeze bunt by Taylor Turner brought home Mackenzie Fagioli. As Smith grounds one up the middle for a base hit. Center fielder playing off the line. This one goes all the way to the wall. Kia Smith rounding second. She'll stop there, not risking a triple. And Kia Smith with an early double. And strange defensive positioning. Vining, the center field, was aligned to left center more, seating the middle of center field and allowing Smith's ground ball to go all the way to the fence 200 feet away. And if that one had rolled just a little bit slower, Smith may have been on her way to third base. For Kia, it's her 5th double of the season, and it puts a runner in scoring position for Mackenzie Fagioli. First pitch, bunt attempt, and it goes foul. Fagioli stabbing at it, still trying to learn the techniques of Coach Brad Huskisson. 6th season for CSU. He just won his 225th game overall. 225, 150, and 1 in 5 full years as Columbus State's head coach, plus the tail end of the 08 season when he was the interim head. Fagioli goes behind 0-2 after fouling that last one back. Kia Smith, the speedster, over on second base, probably won't try and steal third. But the 0-2 pitch coming straight up to us. Thankfully that net's there, otherwise you've got yourself a blind broadcaster. Now there are many jobs out there that you can do while blind. I am guessing sports broadcasting is not one of those jobs. So thank you, nets. 0-2 pitch to Fagioli, and she fouls that one back. We'll do it again. Mackenzie in the first game scored in the first inning on Taylor Turner's squeeze bunt. Went 1 for 3 overall. Also picked up her 2nd stolen base of the year. Now another 0-2 pitch coming. Low ball 3. This one gets away from the catcher, and Kia Smith is going to take off for third base. In there, standing up. No chance for Lopez to recover in time for that one. Smith taking the extra base on the wild pitch, and now she is 60 feet from the plate with CSU's first run. Fagioli showing bunt. She brings it back and swings, sends it deep into left field. If it stays fair, no, it does not. It's a foul ball. Bailey went after it, tried to make the dive for it. Can't come up with it. That one was foul all the way, though. Fagioli showing off power. Just an eyelash too soon. And she'll get her crack at what is going to be the 7th pitch of the at-bat from Jocelyn Higgerson. No score, last of the first inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Another foul. This one headed towards the alleyway in between us and the Lumpkin Center. Fagioli, the freshman from Lawrenceville, already making a big impact. Looking to come up big right here, and she'll get another pitch to do it as that one sails well high for ball 2. Now here comes pitch number 9. The 2-2, outside, ball 3. Trying for the outside corner. The Montevallo partisans not too happy about the call, but we will have ourselves a payoff pitch, the 10th one of this at-bat. Fagioli showing bunt. Surely she won't do it with 2 strikes. 3-2 pitch and a fly ball into center field. This will bring a run home at least. Bailey makes the catch. Smith takes off for home. The throw not in time. It's a sac fly for Mackenzie Fagioli, and it's 1-0 Lady Cougars. A nice bit of hitting from Mackenzie Fagioli, showing the presence of a veteran, although just a freshman. And the sacrifice fly will bring Taylor Turner, the pitcher, to the plate. She rockets one foul down the left field line. Turner, the pitcher in this game, now batting with a 1-0 lead, looking to help her own cause right here. Turner in that last game with a squeeze bunt in the first, and then a double and a run back in the 3rd inning. She'll face Higgerson with 1 out and nobody on, and she flies this one to right field, shallow. Menser coming on for it, tried to make the catch, and it just squirts between the glove and between the legs. A nice diving effort from Jessica Menser. Close but no cigar. But you wouldn't really want a cigar anyway. They rot your lungs. Now 0 into the count. Higgerson looking for the strikeout. And a fly ball, shallow left field. Bailey coming on for this one. A diving catch, and she can't come up with it. It falls safely to the turf. And Taylor Turner is on second base with a double. And shaken up on the play is the left fielder, Bailey. Dylan Bailey bent her arm back awkwardly, diving for that ball, but she appears to be all right. The umpire will come out and have a talk with her, gives her the all clear. And after a conference on the mound from Montevallo, Kristen Carr will come to the plate. Carr bats in an RBI spot, the designated player hitting with Turner on second and 1 out. First pitch, fastball missed inside, ball 1. Carr, the 6'3" senior from Jones County High School in Gray, Georgia. Missing inside that time is Higgerson. It's ball 2. Nibbling around the corners against Kristen Carr, a dangerous free swinger. 4 home runs on the year, 18 RBIs. 0 for 3 in the last game. This one a fly ball into center field, catchable. Vining gets under it, makes the snag. Turner will not attempt to go over to third base. And the Falcons have 2 outs in the inning. But they head back into the woods as Taylor Woods comes to bat. Woods homered to lead off the bottom of the second in the first game, starting that barrage of dingers from the Lady Cougars. And she swings through a fastball behind all the way for strike 1. Higgerson looking to shake off the last time that these two met and sit her down and limit CSU to just 1 run in the inning. She misses high for ball 1. The count goes back even. Lady Cougars 1, Falcons nothing. We're in the last of the first inning. 2 outs and a man on second. Higgerson into the windup with the 1-1 pitch and a liner into center field. Vinning going back for it. It's gone! Turn and watch it go. Taylor Woods with her 2nd home run of the day. Oh, that won't help Higgerson's confidence. The 2nd home run of the day for Taylor Woods against Higgerson. This one a 2-run shot into dead center field. A line drive shot if there ever was one, and it's 3-0 for Columbus State. And Higgerson will not even get a chance to respond from that one. 1 home run and she's done. Montevallo will go to their reliever, Jana Kelby Armstrong. 2nd pitcher of the day, the same way she was in the last game. We'll step aside for a moment as she warms up. Lady Cougars already up 3-0. You are watching CSU Softball right here on Cougar Sports TV. So Armstrong finishes warming up. That's not the only defensive change from Montevallo. Over out in left field is now Darby Duke. Darby Duke, the freshman from Medra Rancheros, California, taking the place of Dylan Bailey, who rolled over her arm trying to make a diving catch earlier in this inning. And Armstrong gets a strike to her first batter, Kaylee Boone. Boone batting with 2 outs and nobody on after the 2-run shot by Taylor Woods. 0-1 pitch coming inside, ball 1. Boone walked, scored a run, and singled in a run in the first game. The second at bat of hers, the RBI single, coming against this very pitcher, Armstrong. 1-1, low and inside, ball 2. And now the 2-1 pitch. Another fastball. Just missing inside for ball 3. Armstrong nibbling around the edges of the plate. Umpire wants her to take more bigger bites. Big bites, rather, or bigger bites. More bigger bites would be incoherent. And a bouncer over to shortstop. Conley has it. The throw over to first base in time. Side retired, but not before Columbus State doing the same as it ever was back in this game as they did in the first game. The home run by Taylor Woods capping a 3-run frame for the Lady Cougars. 3 runs on 3 hits rather, no errors, none left on. And to the first, the score, Lady Cougars 3, Falcons nothing. You're watching Columbus State softball right here on Cougar Sports TV. Three 0 Lady Cougars. We head to the top of the second from Cougar Field. Will DeBoer with you on Cougar Sports TV. The 5, 6, and 7 headers due up for Montevallo. And before we take a look at this action, let's take a look at the Peach Belt scoreboard for the afternoon. The only other softball action today is in St. Augustine. Georgia College taking on Flagler. The Bobcats downing the Saints 5-2 and 7-0 in their doubleheader today. Turner's first pitch to Lexus Wilson misses low for ball one. Wilson, the starting third baseman for the Falcons. And she pops this one over into second base over the head of Fagioli into center field for a base hit. So the second hit of the day for Montevallo. They didn't get their second in the last game until the 6th inning. And so with Wilson on first base, a new face coming up for the Falcons, at least new in today's context. Hannah McCreelis, the starting second baseman. Junior from Trussville, Alabama, skies that bunt about as high as a bunt can go, staying in by hitting the top of that netting for strike one. Yes, McCreelis, the graduate of Hewitt Trussville High School. That sounds like it could be a stock brokerage firm or a printer company. Came to Montevallo by way of Gadsden State College. 0-1 pitch, fastball. She tried the outside corner, umpire not having it. Count goes to 1-1. McCreelis on the season. This is her 43rd at bat, assuming she doesn't get walked. Hitting 143. Only getting on base at a 217 clip. But she does have 4 doubles, as well as 3 RBIs and 6 runs for herself. Leanne Reese testing out her arm from behind the catcher's position, trying to tag Wilson out at first base. And we'll go back to the action. The 2-1 pitch from Turner. And a liner. Fagioli dives for it. Can't get it. Another base hit. Back-to-back singles for Montevallo to lead off the second inning. Wilson popping one over Fagioli's head, and then McCreelis lining one over Fagioli's head. Well, Mackenzie only 5'5" over at second base. If she was Kristen Carr's size, nothing would ever get past her. So Reese coming out to have a talk with her pitcher. Freshman talking down senior. And now Montevallo down 3 runs. They can get them all back right here if Darby Duke can go long. Duke on the season, a 182 hitter, 1 home run, 3 RBIs. Instead, she'll elect to bunt, skies it, and Woods comes over to make the catch. The two Taylors converging. Turner and Woods both going for it. Woods calling off Turner and making the catch. Duke pops out on the bunt attempt. Not what she wanted to do. And it puts one out on the board, and Phoebe DeBoer coming to bat. DeBoer, the designated player, hitting eighth for the second time in as many games today. First pitch, fastball, high and outside, ball one. DeBoer, the utility player from Simi Valley, California. Team leader in RBIs with 14 coming into today. 6 extra base hits, 3 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs. And she swings through a fastball on the outside part of the plate for strike one. DeBoer played 4 years varsity at Royal High School out in Simi Valley. And a valley with low elevation, coming to a part of the country with low elevation, hoping to thrive. Just a little more humidity to deal with. And now she'll have to deal with a 1-2 count from Turner. Montevallo down 3-0 for the moment. That can change with a swing of the bat from DeBoer. The 1-2 pitch way outside, ball two. Reese with the cat-like reflexes to take a stab at that pitch before it goes to the backstop. Keeps the runners at their respective positions. Wilson on second, McCreeless on first. They got there after back-to-back singles. And one out for DeBoer. Floater that time, floats well high and well outside for ball three. So Turner running into the same sort of trouble she found in the first inning. The CSU pitching approach, bend but don't break. But Montevallo trying to break it right here, and DeBoer draws themselves a walk. So 3 base runners and 4 chances for Montevallo in this inning. Wilson on third, McCreeless on second, DeBoer on first base, and now the 9th hitting shortstop, Rachel Conley, coming to bat. Early trouble for Taylor Turner. For Columbus State in the bullpen, they've got Carr, who came in and closed out the 7th as Turner gets Conley swinging on a high fastball for strike one. And the freshman Sydney Barker also has pitching experience. Just one inning this year, but they may call upon her if things get out of hand for Turner. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and she fouls this one out of play. Headed towards Warm Springs Avenue out there. A stroller coming into the alleyway to pick it up and return it. Thank you, stroller. Nothing into the count. One out, bases loaded. Turner with the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike three. Got her with a high fastball inside. Conley down on strikes, and it puts 2 away. And now the top of the order coming up for Montevallo, Kelsey Vining. Vining flew out to left her first time out. Looking for a bit more straight of a shot if she swings at a pitch this time, as she takes a fastball on the outside corner, 0-1. Wilson on third, McCreeless on second, DeBoer on first. 2 outs, top of the second. Low and outside for ball one. Vining can change the complexion of this game no matter what she does. A hit gets Montevallo some runs on the board and brings them back into the game, gives them momentum. And out here gives the momentum straight back to Columbus State, who would find themselves getting through yet another tough jam. 1-1 pitch is high and inside for ball two. And for Montevallo, if you can't score here, potentially momentum killing. How many times can you get runners on, and how many times can you fail to score? Strike on the outside corner. Turner going with the fastball. Reese setting up in just the right spot, and the count goes 2-2. Big pitch coming from Taylor Turner to Kelsey Vining. 3 on, 2 out, top of the second. CSU clinging to the 3-run lead for now. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Fouled back towards Ragsdale baseball field, and we'll do it again. Sixth pitch coming from Turner to Vining. Ducks on the pond, and here comes the pitch. Fly ball center field. Smith going back on it. Over to the warning track at the wall, and she makes the catch. Talk about bending and not breaking. Taylor Turner using the whole field to get that out. Vining flying out to deep center, and that will retire the side. For Montevallo, no runs on 2 hits, no errors, 3 left on. Middle of the second, the score. Still Lady Cougars 3, Falcons nothing. You're watching Columbus State Softball right here on Cougar Sports TV. We head to the last of the second. The 7, 8, and 9 hitters coming up for Columbus State. Rhodes, Starr, and Keely Waugh. First we have Rachel Country Rhodes. I'm sure no one's ever called her that in her life. But maybe. I just did. Rachel Rhodes, starting right fielder, hit her first home run as a Cougar in the first game. That of the 2-run variety. Off of Higgerson, who didn't even get a chance to pitch after Taylor Woods took her deep in the first inning. First pitch from J.K. Armstrong, misses low and inside, ball 1. Rhodes on the season, coming into the first game today, was hitting 176. Now hitting better than that. Transfer from Anderson University in South Carolina. And speaking of Anderson University, a score I wish I didn't have to give you right now. The second round of the NCAA Women's Basketball Tournament from Gaffney, South Carolina. Anderson University leading our Columbus State Lady Cougars by the score of 55-42 with 6:20 to go in the game. Things looking bleak for Jonathan Norton's 31-1 bunch early on in the tournament. Not that that's Rhodes' fault. The 2-1 pitch coming from Armstrong to Rhodes, the Mill Creek High School graduate. And Armstrong missing outside. 3-1 is the count. Armstrong, the junior out of Wilsonville, Alabama, facing trouble in this first hitter of the second inning, and she walks her. Rhodes goes to first base on a leadoff walk, and it brings Callie Starr, another home run hitter in that first game, to the dish. Starr with her first career home run. A line drive that just cleared that 200 marker out in left field. And she'll come to bat with a man on and no out. J.K. Armstrong Jana Kelby Armstrong on the mound. First pitch, fastball on the outside corner for strike one. The pride of Cornerstone Christian High School, and quite a pride it is. She was the valedictorian at that school, as well as the captain of the softball, volleyball, and cheerleading teams. She's done it all. And misses high for ball one. The throw back over to first base. Not in time. Armstrong, an academic star at Cornerstone Christian, electing to stay in state, going to the Public Liberal Arts College of Alabama, Montevallo. And a bunt attempt by Callie Starr, a perfect dead roller. Armstrong going over to first base, gets it there just in time. As Abonasaur had to sort of goalie stop it, pounce on it in order to keep it from going between the wickets. A perfectly executed sac bunt by Callie Starr. There's the small ball approach of Brad Huskisson this season. And it sends Rachel Rhodes to second base, and it brings Keely Waugh to bat. Keely Waugh, usually wearing the number 2. Instead, she wears the number 5 today with these lavender uniforms. Apparently, her number 2 was printed upside down. Or rather, the number 5 of Katie White was printed upside down, so they had to give number 5 to Keely Waugh. 0-1 is the count. Armstrong into the windup with the pitch and a bouncer. Armstrong coming off the circle, takes a high bounce, rifles over to first base just ahead of the foot of Waugh, and there is the second out of the inning. A productive out as it sends Rhodes over to third base, but it limits the Lady Cougars to one more out. It's Kia Smith coming to bat. Smith doubled and scored her first time out, hit a hard ground ball straight up the middle that went all the way to the wall in dead center, because as you see now, Kelsey Vining was playing a shade into left center. Fastball missing high and inside for ball one. As the Montevallo outfield completely giving up right field. Essentially, you got a left fielder, a left center fielder, and a right center fielder out there. As Smith takes on the outside corner for strike one. Now, Kia Smith, the slap-hitting freshman from Noonan, Georgia. If she can manage to pull one here, she could have herself a triple. Missed low and outside, ball two. Smith certainly has the speed to go 3 bags. She's got a triple and a home run this season, 4 doubles, and has stolen 13 of 14 bases. 2-1 pitch from Armstrong, high for ball 3. And it's harder for these slap hitters to be able to pull one if she can stay back in that box and go against her instinct. Maybe she'll have herself a pull pitch, but no, she fouls this one back towards the on-deck circle. The count goes full. Columbus State 3, Montevallo nothing. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Rachel Rhodes on third base after a walk and a pair of productive outs. Armstrong looking to keep the Lady Cougars off of the board in this inning. Armstrong, of course, the Montevallo pitcher, not the team from Armstrong, who is also a Peach Belt member. Payoff pitch coming in, a fly ball, shallow right field. Menser going under it, makes the catch, side retired. So Kia Smith did send one into right field, but didn't nearly have the angle that it needed. For Columbus State in the bottom of the second inning, no runs on no hits, no errors, 1 left aboard. At the end of 2, the score, Lady Cougars 3, Falcons nothing. You're watching CSU softball right here on Cougar Sports TV. Top of the third inning, Lady Cougars holding a 3-run lead over Montevallo. The Falcons setting up the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. It's Lopez, Menser, and Abanasor. First up is Shelby Lopez, singled and went to second base on an error back in the first inning. Now she stands in to face Taylor Turner. Left the bases loaded in the top of the second, getting Kelsey Vining to fly out to at about the 195-foot mark out in center field. That center field is 200 feet away. As they say on the show, Get Smart, missed it by that much. 1-0 pitch from Turner, misses high. Oh, no, it does catch the outside corner for strike one. Turner using the whole plate and nothing but the plate. Count goes even at 1-1 to Lopez. And she flies this one into left center field. Smith going back on it. Just in front of the warning track, makes the catch, one away. Oh, Kia Smith sweating a lot less on that fly ball than she did on her last fly ball. Strolling over to make the catch. And it puts the first out on the board in this top of the third inning, bringing Jessica Menser to the plate. Menser took the looking glass strikeout back in the first inning as she swings through a fastball on the inside part of the plate for strike one. Turner looking for a 1-2-3 inning. It'd be the first 1-2-3 inning for Columbus State all day between this first game and the second game. Low and outside, ball 1. 1-1 pitch coming to Menser, the Enterprise, Alabama native. And she flies this one out into right center field in front of the scoreboard. It's into the scoreboard netting and gone. Well, there's one way to get them back on the board. Jessica Menser goes long for her third home run of the season, and now it's 3-1. Montevallo on the board. So that 1-2-3 inning still elusive. Lady Cougars will have their conference in the circle. Their customary high fives all around. And they'll go back to their respective positions and look to shake it off. It's just one bad pitch for Taylor Turner, but she'll need to shake it off so she can get through Abanasor and Wilson and get out of this inning. Sydney Abanasor taking a ball that just missed outside. Grounded out to second her first time out. Abanasor, the Yorba Linda, California native of El Dorado High School and Santiago Union College. Takes outside again for ball 2. So now Montevallo in this game, 1 run on 4 hits. They had 4 hits through the entirety of the first game today. And Abanasor takes a strike on the inside plate, 2-1. So by those metrics, either they are ahead of their pace and they're going to get far more runs, or if you're using rations, they've used up all their hits for the game in these first 3 innings. Montevallo fans rooting for the former, CSU fans rooting for the latter. Taylor Turner rooting for one of her pitches to go over the plate. She misses outside that time, and it goes 3-1. Alexis Wilson on deck and Hannah McCreelis in the hole. Both of them had back-to-back singles to lead off the second inning. Abanasor takes on the outside corner for strike 2. Three and 1. Rather, 3-2 is the count, the score, 3-1. Abanasor grounds one past a diving star into center, base hit. And so back-to-back hits for Montevallo. They've eclipsed their hit total from the last game. They're up to 5 hits today through the first 2 1/3 innings. So as Leanne Rees comes out and has a talk with her pitcher, Alexis Wilson will dig in and take a couple practice swings. Leanne Reese trying to talk down her pitcher. Reese, the freshman out of Evans, Georgia, Greenbrier High School, joining this Columbus team as one of its two primary catchers along with Casey Meeks, the senior. But here's Wilson, singled and stranded at third the last time up, and she bloops one into right field, base hit. Rhodes with the hard throw over to second base. She almost got Abunassor as she slid into second. Abunassor had to hold up, thinking that one might have been caught. And the laser arm of Rachel Rhodes nearly throws her out at second base. Abunassor sliding and gets in under the tag. And so 3 straight hits for Montevallo put 2 runners on and 1 out. Those are the tying runs on base, and the go-ahead run at the plate is Hannah McCreeless, looking for her first home run as a Falcon. It would be a big one, as Turner gets one that squirts out of the glove of Leanne Reese. This one a wild pitch out of the arm of Taylor Turner. And now a single can tie this game. Although singles have been just as hard to come by from McCreeless this season, a 143 hitter coming into the game. Takes low and inside, ball 2. CSU up 3-1 for now, but Montevallo threatening. 2 on and 1 out in the top of the 3rd inning. 2-0 pitch outside, ball 3. Taylor Turner really struggling to find that plate. She's only walked 1, but she has extended her pitch count by going deep into at-bats against most of the Montevallo hitters through the first time and a half through the order. McCreeless will take a pitch that goes below the knees, and it's a 4-pitch walk issued to Hannah McCreeless, and for the second time in as many innings, Montevallo has loaded the bases. And for the second time in as many innings, they do it with just 1 out. And this will prompt a conference in the circle. All the CSU infield, and now Brad Huskisson. They'll try and talk some confidence into Taylor Turner, who is in trouble for the 3rd straight inning. Darby Duke up to bat. Phoebe DeBoer to follow her. After that would be Rachel Conley. Now in the last inning, Turner issued a walk to DeBoer to load the bases with 1 out, then struck out Rachel Conley and got Vining to fly out to the deepest part of center field. Now she'll have Duke and DeBoer to deal with Abunassor on 3rd, Wilson on 2nd, McCreeless on 1st, and 1 out. Duke, by the way, 1 home run on the season, 3 RBIs. The 1 home run's her only extra base hit. Turner catches the inside corner, called strike 1. Duke, the Liberty High School graduate out of Madria Ranchos, California. A 5'10 freshman. Swings through a fastball for strike 2. Taylor Turner with the riser that time. And she's well ahead in the count. 0-2. Can maybe afford to waste a pitch here, but you have to get into the glove of Reese. A wild pitch brings home another run. 0-2 pitch in there, a called strike 3. Got her with a fastball on the inside corner. 2 away. And so Taylor Turner walking her tightrope, flying through the air with the greatest of ease so far today. And she better hope she's stable enough for this one. 2 outs, bases loaded. Phoebe DeBoer coming to bat. DeBoer took a walk in the last inning, and she takes 1 low for ball 1 this time. One is the count to DeBoer. .276 hitter and the leading RBI maestro for Montevallo. She takes high and outside for ball 2. Turner really having trouble finding that plate. A walk in this inning. Tons of pitches used. Brad Huskisson went and talked to her earlier in this inning. I see Kristen Carr on the sidelines with the ball in her hand. We may see her more sooner than in that last game when DeFee was pitching, as Turner finds the inside part of the plate for strike 1. 2 balls and a strike. Montevallo's got the bases loaded. Abunassar on third, Wilson on second, McCreeless on first. 2 outs, top of the 3rd inning. A 3-1 lead for CSU. 2-1 pitch, high and outside, ball 3. Nowhere to put her. DeBoer would be tempted to take it no matter what. She does, and she takes a strike on the inside corner. So now Turner. The tightrope act coming to another apex, climax. Any other exciting word that ends with X, what have you, right here. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Guy with a fastball down the heart of the plate. Reese is pumped. Taylor Turner gets out of a bases loaded jam for the 2nd straight inning, and that will retire the side. CSU bending to capacity. They have not broken yet. For Montevallo, no runs on 2 hits, no errors, 3 left on. Middle of the 3rd, the score, Lady Cougars 3, Falcons 1. You're watching Columbus State Softball right here on Cougar Sports TV. Three-1 Lady Cougars, last of the 3rd inning. Fagioli, Turner, and Carr coming to bat. McKenzie with a sac fly to left back in the 1st inning, scoring Kia Smith with the game's opening run. Now she bats, looking to spark another CSU rally. Columbus State, 3 runs on 3 hits. They've had 1 error in this game. Montevallo, 1 run on 6 hits, no errors. First pitch from J.K. Armstrong, misses outside, ball 1. Fagioli, the Mill Creek graduate, 2011 state champs over at Mill Creek High School in Lawrenceville. And she takes low and outside for ball 2. Fagioli, interesting fact about her, she loves cheese dip. When asked to name her favorite food, cheese dip, in fact, is her favorite food. Way to go, Mackenzie. Solid choice. As she avoids dipping after that outside pitch, 3-0 is the count. As Lopez has a chat with Armstrong, we do have a final score to report for you, and I wish I didn't have to report this one. The Lady Cougar basketball season is over. Anderson defeats Columbus State 71-53 in the 2nd round of the NCAA tournament in Gaffney, South Carolina. And so storybook season for Columbus State comes to an end with a record of 31-2. A season of many, many wins and milestones for Jonathan Norton's bunch, but they come up 5 wins shy of the ultimate goal. And as the Brooklyn Dodgers had to do year after year after year, wait till next year. 3-0 pitch catches the outside corner for called strike one. Fagioli taking all the way, as is common on a 3-0 pitch. Now the 3-1, a bouncer off of the glove of Armstrong. Over to short, Connolly can't recover nearly in time. Fagioli using physics to her advantage, bouncing one off of the infield dirt. Armstrong took a stab at it, but deflected it out of reach of anybody to make a good play on it. Leadoff single for Mackenzie Fagioli, and it brings Taylor Turner to the plate with one on and nobody out. First pitch, a bouncer, and it bounces over the head of Wilson into left, base hit. And it gets by left fielder Bailey. Fagioli and Turner will take extra bases. Called a single for Turner, and an E7 puts them on second and third. Actually, that wasn't Bailey out in left field. That's the replacement left fielder, Darby Duke. So Duke called into spot action after the injury to Bailey, and she fumbles one that could eventually lead to two more CSU runs. Carr with a little dribbler about 10 feet over the plate. It's fair. Lopez elects to grab it while it's still in fair territory. And now Kristen Carr with the shallowest single she'll ever hit in her life. A dribbler up the third base line, and all of a sudden it loads the bases. And it'll make J.K. Armstrong sweat because it's Taylor home run Woods coming to the dish. Woods lined a homer to dead center, a 2-run shot back in the first inning. Now she has a chance for a 4-run variety. Armstrong missing outside, ball one. That's Fagioli on third, Turner on second, Carr on first. Nobody out as Taylor skies this one foul over our heads in the press box. The count goes 1-1. Columbus State 3, Montevallo 1 in game 2 of today's doubleheader. Will DeBoer with you on CSU Cougar Sports TV. Columbus State got 3 in the first inning. Looking for more right now as Woods fouls this one out towards the alleyway. Montevallo got one back in the top of the third inning on a solo home run by Jessica Menser, but loaded the bases and kept them loaded as Taylor Turner struck out Duke and DeBoer to end the threat. 1-2 pitch from Armstrong and a fly ball into right field. Turn and watch it go. Goodbye, home run. Grand slam for Taylor Woods. She's got 6 RBIs today, and now it is 7-1 for the Lady Cougars. Taylor Woods raking at the plate. My, oh my. Six RBIs on the day for Taylor Woods. In this game, rather, on the day, she has 7. And she gives the Lady Cougars a 6-run lead in the third inning. And that's one way to clear the bases. But now Armstrong will have to shake this one off because she's still got to get 3 more outs in this inning. And now Kaylee Boone comes to play, a power threat in her own right. Armstrong into the windup, the first pitch. Low and inside, ball one. And for Taylor Woods, her fourth and her fifth home runs on the season. She's up to 17 RBIs. As Armstrong misses low and outside that time for ball two. Taking the team home run lead away from Kristen Carr. Woods contributing in a big way as Boone rockets one into left center field for a base hit. The hits just keep coming. It's a parade, a hit parade for the CSU Lady Cougars. Fagioli, Turner, and Carr with singles. The grand slam by Woods, and now a single by Boone. And that should be all on the day for Jana Kelby Armstrong. And in fact, that will be all. And the new pitcher for Montevallo. It is number 1. It is Kelsey King. The third pitcher we saw in the last game as well. And we'll step aside as King takes her warm-up tosses. CSU now with a 7-1 lead in the bottom of the third. You're watching Lady Cougar Softball right here on Cougar Sports TV. So Kelsey King will come in this bottom of the third inning. No outs, runner on first, 4 runs home already for CSU, and she'll face Rachel Rhodes. Rhodes walked and got to third base her last time up. First pitch from King on the outside corner, called strike 1. Quick throw by Lopez to first base, not in time to get Kaylee Boone. King, the junior out of Oneonta, Alabama, pitched a perfect 5th and a perfect 6th for Montevallo in the first game, keeping them in what became a 6-3 final. Now the 1-1 to Rhodes. Rachel taking inside, ball 2, hopping out of the way. Wearing that knee stabilizer on her right leg. Usually the sign of some serious injury of years past. But Rachel fighting through whatever it was. Got her first home run with the Lady Cougars here today, and she shoots one down the third base line and foul. And Brad Huskisson can't believe it over at third base. Umpire giving the foul call. Honestly, it could have gone either way. Whispers from up here in the press box seem to be in agreement with the umpire. And so Rhodes, centimeters away from a double. Instead, she'll face a 2-2 pitch from King. In the dirt and inside, ball 3. Lady Cougars up 7-1. Again, the mercy rule threshold is 8 runs in the 5th inning. CSU 2 runs away from reaching the 8 and 2 innings away from reaching the 5. Rhodes taking inside, the payoff pitch missing for ball 4. Lady Cougars have sent 6 women to the plate, and Montevallo hasn't been able to get any of them out here in this 3rd inning. So now with 2 on and 1 out, Callie Starr, the batter. Starr in her last plate appearance, a perfectly executed sac bunt. And she'll take inside for ball 1. Lady Cougars getting their runs in this inning on a single by Fagioli and Turner and Carr. And the grand slam by Taylor Woods, her 2nd home run of the day, brought them home. Now Starr takes a strike. Actually, for Woods on the day, her 2nd home run in this game, 3rd on the day. Actually gives her 6 home runs. She has doubled up her total for the season. As Starr pops one foul, this one headed out towards the swamp land of the bullpen swampland. As a young Montevallo fan, sticks it in his pocket and looks to return it. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and a grounder over to short. This could be two. The flip to second for one, over to first. Double play. 6-4-3. Conley to McCreeless to Abunasar. And now Montevallo, who had such trouble trying to get just one out, has gotten themselves two on one hit. And it brings Keely Waugh to the plate. Waugh, the third baseman, batting with Boone on third and two outs in the last of the third. Keely hit a dribbler back to the circle her first time up. Looking for a better shot this time, and she grounds one over to short. Conley has it. The rifle over to first base. Scooped up by Abunasar, and that will retire the side. But not before CSU puts some more on the board. Taylor Woods having the afternoon of her life at the plate. 3 home runs on the day, that last one of the Grand Slam variety. For Columbus State, 4 runs on 5 hits, no errors, 1 left aboard. End of the third, the score, Lady Cougars 7, Falcons 1. You're watching CSU Softball right here on Cougar Sports TV. Seven to 1, Columbus State leading Montevallo in the top of the 4th inning. Monty sending up the 9, 1, and 2 hitters, Conley, Vining, and Lopez. And it's Taylor Woods, 6 RBIs and 2 home runs on the day, taking the biggest slice of the pie for CSU. And speaking of slices of pie, we'd be remiss if we did not recognize the fact that it is, in fact, Pie Day today. March 14th, 2015, 3.1415, 926, etc. for pi, which is, of course, the ratio of the circumference to the diameter of the circle. 1-0 pitch coming to Conley, misses high for ball 2. Pi time, of course, on a normal year would be March 14th at 1:59 p.m. and 26 seconds. Which would bring you out to 3.1415926. Today, of course, since it is 2015, as Taylor Turner missing inside for ball 3, 3-0 is the count. With us covering the 3.1415 in the date, you wait until 9:26 and 53 seconds, either AM or PM, and you get the farthest extension of pi on the calendar that you'll see in a century, as Conley takes the 4-pitch walk. More base runners, and the 1-2-3 inning still elusive for Taylor Turner. Kelsey Vining coming to the plate. She's 0-2 for the day. Pair of flyouts. Anyway, a common Pi Day story in my family, at least. I grew up in the state of Indiana, the old Hoosier state up there in the north. And back in 1897, the Indiana State Legislature actually did attempt to legislate the value of pi. And we can tell you all about it as we have a pitching change coming up here. Taylor Turner is done for the day. She leaves with a 7-1 lead. And she'll hand it off to Kristen Carr, back in for relief. So I have to do some finagling with the lineup, perhaps. Carr, the designated player, moves into pitch. I will assume Turner will become the designated player. Anyway, we'll step away as Carr takes her warm-up pitches and come back with the story of Indiana in 1897 trying to legislate pi. You're watching CSU softball right here on Cougar Sports TV. As Kristen Carr finishes her warm-up tosses, she will take the place of Taylor Turner on the circle. Turner goes 3 difficult innings, responsible for the runner on first base. And now Kay Carr will attempt to bring Columbus State home. Anyway, back to Indiana in 1897. There was a physician by the name of Dr. Edwin J. Goodwin from Posey County who thought in his head somehow that he had found out a new mathematical truth. So what he did was he went out and copyrighted this mathematical truth in the United States and 7 European nations. But the fact that he was from Posey County, Indiana, made him loyal to his Hoosier state. He decided to offer this new mathematical theorem to the state of Indiana to be used royalty-free if the Indiana General Assembly would pass it. And the mathematical theory that he had supposedly came up with, as Kelsey Vining takes it outside for ball 1, is that the value of pi was in fact not 3.14159, but in fact 3.2. Don't ask me how it was 3.2, only the good doctor himself would know, as Carr misses outside again for ball 2. So they proposed a bill in the Indiana State House, House Bill 246, that would officially designate the value of pi in the state of Indiana not to be 3.14159, but to be 3.2, and only in the state of Indiana, as Carr finally finds the plate for strike 1. 2-1 is the count to Vining. Bill was introduced in January, and the Speaker of the House, Henry Petit, sent it to the Committee on Swampland in the Indiana legislature. Yes, they do have a committee on swampland, before it eventually went to the Committee on Education, as Carr is 3-1 against Vining, with Conley on first base and no outs in the top of the 4th inning. The 3-1 pitch, fastball on the outside corner, a called strike 2. But the Committee on Education decided that a new mathematical truth that would come at no cost to the taxpayer would be a phenomenally great deal for the state of Indiana, and they passed it in the House unanimously, as Vining grounds one up the middle for a base hit. Past Star at shortstop, and it's the 7th hit on the day for Montevallo. And Columbus State, more trouble with the base runners. They've got Conley on second and Vining on first, with no outs for Shelby Lopez. 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a flyout. So anyway, the newspaper is taking notice of this 3.2 pi bill in Indiana, calling it one of the strangest things they had ever seen, declaring correctly that if this bill were to in fact pass, as Lopez takes inside for ball 1, that the value of pi would only be 3.2 in the state of Indiana, and that a circle in Illinois that has a set circumference there would change its circumference or its diameter the minute it sets foot on Indiana circle. Of course, soil, of course, assuming that circles have human values and are actually able to walk. For example, the softball circle that you see right here that Kristen Carr stands in, as she is 2-0 against Shelby Lopez. Make it 3-0 as she misses high and outside. Its circumference or its diameter would have a different value if that same circle were to be placed in the state of Indiana because of the different value of pi. But the Senate wasn't taking notice, and they looked like they were going to pass it as well. And this is where Professor Clarence Abithar Waldo came into the fold as a 4-pitch walk issued to Shelby Nelson. It loads up the pi for Jessica Menser to bat with the bases loaded for the third time in as many innings for Montevallo. So Professor C.A. Waldo was a mathematics professor from Purdue University over in West Lafayette and the college's lobbyist in the State House. He heard about Indiana trying to pass this pi as 3.2 bill and went to the State House, went to the Senate, and lobbied for the natural value of pi, basically calling these politicians out saying, "What, are you crazy? There's many things you can legislate. You cannot legislate the value of pi. Come on now. What are we doing here? Indiana is not this crazy." It is for other reasons, but not for this. It won't be crazy for this. So as soon as Professor Waldo makes his comments, as Menser takes outside for ball one, the Senate comes to their senses and realizes, wait, this is stupid. You can't legislate a mathematical truth. Professor Waldo was right. So Senator Orrin Z. Hubble, declaring that the Senate might as well trying to legislate water to run up a hill and establish a mathematical truth by law, decided to table the bill, and the bill was never heard from again. House Bill 248 in 1897, the Indiana Pi Bill, never made it out of committee in the Senate, and thus pi remained 3.14159 in the state of Indiana. The moral of this story, of course, where was Waldo on that day? Right where he needed to be. And that's the story of how Professor C.A. Waldo saved the value of pi in the state of Indiana, a great Pi Day tradition. Happy Pi Day to all, and to all some good pie. Kristen Carr, wishing she had some good pie right now, issuing a bases-loaded walk to Jessica Menser. It's the third walk of the inning by Columbus State pitching, the second straight for K. Carr. And the carousel goes around. Nowhere to put her, so a run comes in. The score goes 7-2. Now Sydney Abunassor, with one swing, can make this an interesting game. First pitch from K. Carr catches the inside corner for called strike one. Abunassor 1 for 2 on the day, singled and got all the way to third in the third inning. 0-1, she takes that one's on the inside part of the plate for strike two. K. Carr coming inside on Abunassor. Doesn't want to leave one out there for her. One swing can turn this game, which had become a laugher, into a much more serious situation as Reese catches it off of the bounce from the net. Count stays 0-2, Abunassor staying alive. Abunassor, a cleanup hitter, but only one extra base hit on the season, a solitary home run. 0-2 pitch, high and outside, ball one. Kristen Carr going inside for a couple. Now she goes outside, and she's not getting the call from the umpire. Now it's 1-2 the count. Vinning on third, Lopez on second, Menser on first. That one into the dirt, ball two. As close to bowling as you'll ever see in softball. Count goes back even at 2-2. Carr with the offering. And another pop foul. This one over our heads in the press box. The count remains 2-2. As we are just past 7 o'clock here in Columbus, Georgia. The sun's still up after we had our time change last Sunday. Abunassor taking inside for ball 3. So all of a sudden, Sydney Abunassor fighting back from down 0-2. The count goes full, and Kristen Carr in danger of walking another batter with the bases loaded. The Glowman not so kind to Kristen Carr. Until then, called strike 3 on the inside part of the plate. Abunassor is down by way of the K, and it is the first out of the inning. Now it's Lexus Wilson, 2 for 2 today, a pair of singles, and she's been stranded in scoring position each time. Carr's first pitch and a pop fly into third baseman Turner's glove. Infield fly rule is in effect. And so all of a sudden, after what could have been another bases loaded walk, 2 pitches later, K. Carr is almost out of the jam. And she delivers a first pitch strike to Hannah McCreeless. Count goes 0-1. McCreeless has reached both times on a single and a walk. 4 doubles on the season for Hannah as she takes a little bit of chin music for ball 1. Columbus State leading 7-2. We're 10 after 7. The top of the 4th inning from Cougar Field. Will DeBoer with you on Cougar Sports TV. Montevallo can get back into this thing with 1 swing and a bouncer through the hole on the left side. That'll score 1, maybe 2. Finning crosses the plate. Lopez took a hard turn but was called back by her third base coach. In any case, it's an RBI single for Hannah McCreeless, and now the tying run is coming to the plate in the form of a new hitter, Celestia Davila. Davila, the starting second baseman in the first game. She was replaced by McCreeless, who just had the single in the field in this game. Now she'll bat in a key situation as she pops this one foul towards the third base dugout. Davila batting for Darby Duke, who went 0 for 2 in her 2 at-bats, replacing Dylan Bailey, the starting left fielder. We'll see if she'll head back out into left or if Duke will stay in and re-enter. Reese rifles back over to third base, diving in safely as Lopez. Now the count 1-1. Lopez on third, Menser on second, McCreeless on first. 2 outs, 1-1 pitch from Kristen Carr. Fastball missed outside, ball 2. Now Columbus State held a 7-1 lead coming into this half inning, making Coach Huskisson sweat just a bit and making Lindsay Vanover over at third base sweat as well. Can they get any more runs on the board as Carr finds the outside corner for strike 2? Montevallo stranded 1 in the first, 3 in the second, 3 in the third. Before this thing, their only run came on a solo shot by Menser. Outside, ball 3. Another dangerous pitch coming. Davila stands in, the lefty ready to face Kristen Carr. The payoff pitch coming. The wheels will be in motion with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Here's the payoff pitch. And a liner foul, this one bouncing off of the third base dugout. Celestia Davila, the San Diego native, looking to do Grossmont High School proud right here. 7-3 Columbus State for the moment. Here's the payoff pitch. Another one foul. This one finding the left post that holds up the net right behind us, giving a nice solid ping like you'd hear off of a bat. Kristen Carr hoping that's the only ping of the bat she'll hear in this at bat. Eighth pitch coming. Another liner foul will do it again. Celestia Davila, 5 doubles, 2 triples, and 1 home run on the season. The team's leading hitter had a .391 batting average coming in today and an OPS over 1,000. If she can find the gaps, she'll score 2, maybe 3. If she can poke it over the fence, we are tied. This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat from Kristen Carr, and here it comes. Another foul. This one heading towards Ragsdale Field again. A young Cougar fan doing some foul ball retrieval over behind that dugout. The tension rising with every pitch here. This will be number 10 to Davila. Here's the offering, and a ground ball over to Callie Starr at short. The throw over to first base in time, side retired. Kristen Carr taking it to the limit, and she gets through with minimal damage. For Montevallo, the 3rd straight inning, they leave them loaded. For the Falcons, 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, 3 left aboard, middle of the 4th to score. Lady Cougars 7, Falcons 3. You're watching Columbus State Softball right here on Cougar Sports TV. Last of the 4th inning, the top of the order coming up for Columbus State. Smith, Fagioli, and Turner. CSU sent 8 to the plate in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Montevallo sent 8 as well in the top of the 4th. A couple slow half innings here at Cougar Field. Brings us to a 7:15 in Columbus, GA. First pitch to Kia Smith, outside, ball 1. Kelsey King looking to keep CSU off the board any further, keep Montevallo in striking distance. Smith with a double and a run in this game. Also a fly out to right. She takes outside for ball 2. Quick score update from another diamond with balls and bats and dirt and grass over in Milledgeville, Georgia. The Columbus State baseball team winning the first game of a 3-game series with Georgia College by the score of 16-4. 16-4. 16 candles on your pie today. Oh, 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 oh. I should have been a doo-wop singer in 1950. 3-0 pitch coming to Kia Smith, and she takes on the heart of the plate for strike 1. Kia steps back in for the 3-1 pitch. King with the offering. Outside, ball 4. And so Kia Smith, the one person at Columbus State who you especially do not want to walk, is going to get herself a free pass to first base and a chance to steal her 14th base of the year. And this is Mackenzie Fagioli. Sac fly, a single and a run in this ball game. First pitch from King, a bunt attempt, and she sends it foul. Just about a 90-degree angle to the plate that ball went. And Fagioli, she's bought into the system. Being a freshman in this new small ball-oriented Columbus State team, she just needs to learn how to bunt. Can't take a stab at it. Stick the bat out there, let the ball come to you, and just bring it back ever so slightly. And she takes another stab at it and sends it foul. That's something she'll learn as her time here in Columbus State goes on. Now Coach Huskisson assumedly taking the bunt sign off with 2 strikes. We'll see if Kia Smith keeps running. 0-2 pitch, Fagioli off of the hands. Jammed her and she goes foul. Caught head on by a Columbus State fan and sending our administrator of the day, Brian Senior, fleeing about 10 feet away from a weak pop-up softball. Another 0-2 pitch and a liner into left field, but right into the glove of, is that Duke still out there? Whoever it is in left field. Make that Jessica Menser, who moved over to left field that time. Good contact by Fagioli, just in the wrong spot. Yes, Jessica Menser moving from right field to left field for this inning. And Celestia Del Viglia out in right field. Davila pinch hit in the 4th with the bases loaded and 2 outs and grounded out. 2 short to end the inning. Now this is Taylor Turner at the plate. She takes another one. Kia Smith, swiping second base. That's her 14th stolen base of the year. And so now Taylor Turner, a pair of runs and a double and a single today, will bat with a runner in scoring position, looking to tack on to CSU's 4-run lead. It was 6 runs after their turn at the plate in the 3rd inning before Montevallo got 2 back. Two balls and a strike to Taylor Turner. King with the offering. Low and inside, ball 3. Lopez has to pounce on it, keeping the speedy Smith over at second base. Turner at the plate now, Kristen Carr on deck, and the dangerous Taylor Woods already with 2 home runs today in the hole. The 3-1 pitch and a fly ball deep left field. If it stays fair, it's trouble, but it is foul, and Menser gets over there to make the catch in foul territory. Oh, Jessica Menser getting to cover some territory in her first inning of the day in left field. The long fly out by Taylor Turner brings Kristen Carr to the plate with 2 down and a runner on second. Carr 1 for 2 today. Swings the first pitch, sends one out into left center field. Vinning going up to the warning track, makes the catch, side retired. So just like Taylor Turner did back in the 2nd inning, Kelsey King using the whole field to get all those outs here in the 4th. For Columbus State, no runs on no hits, no errors, 1 left aboard. And to the 4th, the score, Lady Cougars 7, Falcons 3. You're watching Columbus State softball only on Cougar Sports TV. Top of the fifth inning, Montevallo facing a 4-run hole with 9 outs to get out of it. DeBoer, Conley, and Vining, the 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up for Monty. First is Phoebe DeBoer, walk and a strikeout in this game. And she'll face Kristen Carr to lead off the top of the fifth inning. Just a picturesque day here in Columbus, Georgia after the rain in the morning as Carr finds the inside corner for strike one. Sunny and 79 at its peak. And right now as we approach 7:30 Eastern Daylight Time with the daylight still very much intact as Carr misses upstairs for ball one. 76 degrees here in our fair city of Columbus, GA. Forecast not so promising for the Lady Cougars' next home event. Thursday afternoon, a makeup of a rain out from last month with Georgia College as Carr misses for ball two. As of now, 62-degree high and a 70% chance of rain. Of course, there was a 70% chance of thunderstorms today about 5 days ago, and look how that turned out. Carr finding the outside corner, a called strike two. Count goes back even, and now Phoebe DeBoer finds herself in a 2-strike hole. The 2-2 pitch and a fly ball out to center field. Smith headed to the warning track in left center, makes the catch, one away. Well, DeBoer gave it a ride, but it ran out of gas. And it brings Rachel Conley to the dish with 1 out and nobody on. Conley struck out in the second. Back in the fourth, walked and scored a run. That was a run that came in when Carr walked a batter with the bases loaded, and Conley has to walk, skip, and a jump out of the way out of that pitch from Carr. Avoids getting hit in the toes, and the count goes 1-0. Carr coming right back with the pitch, and this time she misses high and outside. So Kristen Carr covering all parts of the map on those last two pitches, low and inside, high and outside. Good hitters count coming for Rachel Conley. And the 2-0 pitch catches the inside corner, called strike one. Columbus stayed up 7-3 against Montevallo in the second game of today's doubleheader. Will DeBoer with you on Columbus State Cougar Sports TV. Lady Cougars took the first one today by the score of 6-3. 3 home runs coming in the second inning for CSU. As Conley pops one up into shallow right field, Fagioli comes over from second base to make the catch, 2 away. 3 home runs in the first game coming from Woods, Rhodes, and Starr, and Taylor Woods has not let up in this game. Taylor with a 2-run shot back in the first to knock out the starter, Jocelyn Higgerson, and then a grand slam back in the third. Woods accountable for 6 of Columbus State's 7 runs today. As Starr comes upstairs and inside on the leadoff hitter, Kelsey Vining. Vining on the day, 1 for 3 with a run. Has Carr on the outside corner with a fastball, a called strike one. Columbus State 7 runs on 8 hits and 1 error. Montevallo with 3 runs on 8 hits and 1 error. 1-1 pitch, a fastball, that's on the high outside corner for strike 2. The difference in this game, Montevallo leaving the bases loaded in the second, the third, and the fourth innings. They also left 1 on in the first, giving them 10 stranded runners for the ball game. 1-2 pitch is low and outside for ball 2. Kristen Carr had some trouble finding the plate when she first came in. Issued back-to-back walks, the second of which led to a run coming in for Montevallo. But she has it under control right now, and a shallow fly ball center field. Callie Starr coming out for it, makes the catch, side retired. And there it is, like a Bigfoot sighting, except you'd expect it to be more common. An actual, by God, 1, 2, 3 inning for the CSU defense. The first one of its kind all day. Montevallo goes down in order. Middle of the fifth, the score. Columbus State 7, Montevallo 3. You're watching Lady Cougar Softball right here on Cougar Sports TV. Lady Cougars up 7-3, last of the fifth inning. Woods, Boone, and Rhodes coming up for Columbus State. And for Montevallo, perhaps the most fortunate thing you can see all day is that Taylor Woods comes up with nobody on. Woods, who has homered twice in this game, once to dead center, once to right field. And now she'll bat. If she clears the fence this time, it's just one more run on the board for CSU. Woods, a 2-run shot and a grand slam in her previous 2 trips to the plate. Kelsey King playing with fire for a Montevallo team that is still within striking distance at 7-3. And the 1-0 swung on, turn, will it go? No, yes, yes it will. Goodbye home run. Taylor Woods with her 3rd home run of the day. And for Montevallo, fortunate that it was of the solo variety. 8-3, Lady Cougars. My, oh my. 4th home run of the day for Taylor Woods. She had 3 all season coming into these games. Now she's got 7 of the 8 RBIs for CSU. First pitch to Kaylee Boone, swung on and missed for strike 1. Boone on the day, 1 for 2, a single and a ground out. Here's the 0-1 pitch and a chopper, 1 hop over to Wilson. They don't call it the hot corner for nothing. And she rifles out Boone at first base. So now with 1 down, nobody on, Rachel Rhodes coming to bat. A pair of walks in this game for Rhodes as she sends a dribbler over to shortstop. Conley up with it, makes the quick throw over to first base for the 2nd out. Now Callie Starr bats with 2 outs and nobody on. Starr, a sac bunt, and a double play ground out so far today. Starr homered back in the first game. Poked a liner over the left field wall, and this time she sends a ground ball that takes 1 hop and fools Rachel Conley. That's a base hit, I would think, for Callie Starr on a tough ground ball and a hard hop. And the official score agrees with me. 10th hit of the day for Columbus State. And it puts one on with 2 outs. And Keely Waugh coming to bat. A pair of ground outs in this game. And Waugh takes one square in the back. Starr on first now. Keely Waugh taking the hit by pitch. King starting to lose focus here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And we bring up Kia Smith, the top of the order. Columbus State about to go the 4th time through. King into the windup with the pitch. Fastball high and outside, ball 1. Kia today, a double and a run, a line out to right, a walk, and a stolen base. Now here's the 1-0. Fastball, that catches the inside corner for strike 1. Outside for a righty, inside for a lefty. Starr on second base, Waugh on first. Not the greatest of speed, but anything into the gap could score them. Smith fouls this one back into swampland. Not the same swampland that's covered by the Indiana Subcommittee on Swamps, but if Georgia had a swampland committee, they would cover it. Now the 1-2 pitch to Smith. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Got her with the off-speeder on the outside part of the plate. Smith was ahead of it all the way, and that will retire the side. But not before Taylor Woods strikes again. Her 3rd home run of the game and her 4th of this doubleheader. For Columbus State, 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 2 left aboard. End of the 5th, the score. Lady Cougars 8, Falcons 3. You're watching Columbus State softball right here on Cougar Sports TV. We head to the top of the 6th from Cougar Field. Will DeBoer with you on Cougar Sports TV. CSU leading U of M 8-3. Montevallo down to their last 6 outs of the doubleheader. And they'll send a pinch hitter to the plate for Shelby Lopez, now former catcher in the game. It's Hallie Snyder coming in. Haley Snyder, first pitch swinging at Carr's fastball. Foul tips it into the glove of Reese for strike 1. Now Snyder replaced Lopez about halfway through the first game as well. Now she bats in a key spot in the 2-hole, and she takes inside for ball 1. Snyder coming into today had no hits, but picked up her first single back in the 6th inning and ended up scoring an unearned run for Montevallo in that inning. Count goes to 2-1. Carr looking for an easy last 6 outs. She got a 1-2-3 inning in the 5th. And she comes inside. 3-1 is the count. She's in danger of avoiding a 1-2-3 inning this time around. Columbus State, a comfortable 5-run lead. Grand Slam can only bring it within 1. As Carr misses inside, ball 4. And so Snyder, a catcher, probably not the fleetest of feet, goes to first base with Jessica Menser now in left field at the dish. First pitch from Carr, fastball, missed outside, ball 1. Menser had a couple putouts in left field back in the 4th inning when she moved over there. She has the only Montevallo home run of the 2 games as Carr skips the dirt over the glove of Reese. And Snyder goes to second base on a wild pitch. Yes, Menser on the day. 2 RBIs out of the 3 for Montevallo. That solo home run back in the 3rd. And a bases loaded walk in the 4th. Also against Kristen Carr, who's behind on her 2-0 right here. And she finally catches the corner for called strike 1. Umpire giving her that high outside corner. 2 balls and a strike. Snyder on second. Nobody out. Top of the 6th inning as the lights come on here at Cougar Field. Menser swinging at a fastball outside. Strike 2. The story of Columbus State so far today. Defensively, bend but don't break. Montevallo loaded the bases in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th innings. Left them loaded as Carr missed upstairs. Ball 3. Between those 9 left on base, just 3 runs coming home. Columbus State limiting the damage. Payoff pitch from Carr. Liner foul, skimming the top of the 3rd base dugout. Menser, the freshman from Enterprise, Alabama. 7 extra base hits coming into today, now 8 with her 3rd home run of the year. 7th pitch of the at-bat. Missed outside, ball 4. Back-to-back walks issued by Carr. And the Falcons are going to put more runners on base. Now Sydney Abunassar, the cleanup hitter. This is a situation where if you're Lindsay Vanover, you need your cleanup hitter to do her job. So far today, Abunassar 1 for 3, a single, a strikeout, and a ground out. Not necessarily in that order. Carr missing inside, ball 1. Kristen Carr working herself into trouble with back-to-back walks to lead off the top of the 6th inning. Columbus State up 8-3, 4 now. 1-0 pitch misses low, ball 2. Lady Cougars 6 outs away, looking for their 15th win of the season, looking to improve to 3-1 in conference play. Montevallo looking to come back and make their record 15-17. And a check swing ends up turning into an accidental bunt. Sydney Abunassar tried to bring that one back. There was a split-second delay as people realized what had happened. And so purely by happenstance, a productive out for Sydney Abunassar. I don't suppose you can call it a bunt attempt since she wasn't really trying to bunt. And so the runners move up, but it costs Montevallo a run. Snyder to third, Menser to second with 1 out for Lexus Wilson, who takes on the outside corner for strike 1. And Kristen Carr with a exasperated look on her face, like she can hardly believe what just happened. I'm sure she will take it. And that may be just the crazy, kooky thing to get her back into the right frame of mind, and she was sure in the right frame of mind for that pitch. A fastball down the heart that Wilson was behind on all the way. The count quickly goes to 0-2. Carr with the offering. And a fly ball center field. Smith coming up on it. Makes the catch. Here's the throw to home. In time! They got her! Kia Smith with a laser from center field. And that's the third out of the inning. Columbus State, if it's not clutch pitching in key situations, it's clutch fielding. Fly out, throw them out, double play, and that'll end the sixth. For Montevallo, no runs on no hits, no errors. One left aboard. Middle of the sixth to score. Lady Cougars 8, Falcons 3. You're watching Columbus State softball right here on Cougar Sports TV. We head to the last of the sixth inning. Columbus State holding an 8-3 lead. Now Kia Smith, she may be Kia, but she throws like Alexis, an arm built like Alexis, rather. Forcing Lexus Wilson to fly into the rare 8-8-2 double play and gunning down Haley Snyder at the plate. And quite an impressive throw. That was a one-hopper. She had her by at least 3 steps, and Reese able to apply the tag. Just a brilliant defensive play as Mackenzie Fagioli fouls one deep into the Columbus gloaming. Just an absolutely beautiful picture out here in left field. The sun ducking behind some streaks of clouds, producing a goldenrod color, I suppose you could call that. My, oh my. 0-1 pitch to Fagioli. Check swing. She held her swing, and apparently that one tapped her on the knee. Kelsey King appealing. So is Haley Snyder, the catcher, saying that Fagioli attempted to swing on that one. They call for the first base umpire, and the first base umpire giving her the strike. In fact, Mackenzie Fagioli did go around on that pitch. The count will go to 0-2, as you cannot get a hit by pitch, even if it hits you, if you attempt to swing at it. Now King comes back with the 0-2 offering, and a bouncer over to third base. Connolly shading to her right. The throw to first in time for out number 1. And Abunassar over at first base having to show off the splits once again. Fagioli is retired, and it brings Taylor Turner to the plate. Just a public service announcement for you. Columbus State will need to get 1 runner on in order to bring Taylor Woods to the plate one more time for a chance for her 4th home run of the game. And Taylor Turner doesn't help that cause by flying out on the first pitch to Vining out in center field. So now Columbus State with a 5-run lead at 8-3. 2 outs in the last of the 6th inning. The only little bit of tension left in this game is if Kristen Carr can get on base and set up Taylor Woods for potentially her 4th home run of the game. And Carr takes the off-speed inside for ball 1. Taylor Woods on deck, A 2-run home run in the first, a grand slam in the third, and a solo home run in the fifth. Carr pops one up in foul territory. Wilson going back for it, but she watches it soar over the third base dugout. K. Carr on the day, a single and a run. Now she faces a 1-1 from King. That one rolling in the dirt for ball 2. Carr came in to pitch in favor of Taylor Turner, who was removed in the 4th inning. And now a 2-1 pitch. And a liner into left field to the wall. A long base hit for Christian Carr off of the first L in softball. And that will give Taylor Woods the chance for history. Woods with a chance for her 4th home run of the game and her 5th home run of the doubleheader. Don't touch that dial, folks. Kelsey King with the first offering. Swung on, lined off of the right shin of King. So no 4th home run for Taylor Woods, but she continues to rake at the plate. One of the hardest hit balls she's had all day, and Taylor Woods, unstoppable. 4 for 4, 3 home runs and a single. And they'll come out and talk to Kelsey King. She appears to be all right on the circle. All smiles as the umpire comes and confirms with her. The rest of her teammates heading back out to their respective positions. So Taylor Woods will have to wait another day to try and get 4 home runs in a game. She'll have to settle for 3, but that's one way to settle. 3 home runs, 4 for 4, 7 RBIs. That'll do. And a pinch runner over at second base for Columbus State. That is Katie White. White, the junior from Seal, Alabama, wearing the number 2 today as her usual number 5 jersey was printed upside down. So White wearing the number 2, on base number 2. Woods on first after the single. 2 outs for Kaylee Boone. Boone today 1 for 3 with a single and a pair of groundouts, and she flies this one foul out towards the flagpole, hoisting the banners of America and Georgia. Out towards that sky, which has now become a brilliant mix of goldenrod and salmon and streaks of gray, some shade. I don't know. I'm not a color palette type guy. I'm more of a taste bud palette type guy, as Boone fouls that one back, but it's just awfully pretty to look at. A picturesque day in Columbus, Georgia coming to an end. Columbus State with a 5-run lead as Boone takes high and outside for ball 1. And it's been a picturesque day for Columbus State on the softball diamond as well. A 6-3 win in the first game today over Montevallo. Now an 8-3 lead with 2 outs in the last of the 6th inning as Boone fouls one off the end of the bat. Count stays at 1-2. The story of the day, who else? Taylor Woods. 1 home run in the first game, 3 home runs in this game, 4 home runs over the doubleheader. She had 3 all season coming into today. Now blowing up the stat book for the season, taking a commanding lead in the home run race with her 7th home run of the season. 2-2 to Boone, swung on and missed, strike 3. King got her with the off-speed pitch, and that will retire the side. For the Lady Cougars, no runs on 2 hits, no errors, 2 left aboard. End of the 6th, the score, Lady Cougars 8, Falcons 3. You're watching Columbus State softball right here on Cougar Sports TV. Top of the 7th, the last 3 outs for Montevallo. It'll be McCreeless, Davila, and DeBoer, the 6, 7, 8 hitters for Monty. First is Hannah McCreeless, the starting second baseman of this game. 2 for 3, a pair of singles and an RBI back in the 4th. The last run of the day so far for U of M. Now Kristen Carr, who's in line for the win after entering in the 4th inning, with her first pitch of the inning. Fastball below the knees for ball 1. McCreeless stands back in for the 1-0 pitch. Pop-up foul. Woods and Reese converging on it. They watch it bounce just to the left of the metal bleachers behind the right side of the field. I guess that'd be the first base line. The left of the right. Sounds like it could be in a Who song. And the stands on the left are now the stands on the right. And the grass has all grown longer overnight. Carr misses way upstairs for ball 2. Kristen Carr with a win would improve to 8-4 on the season in 20 games, 19 of which she entered as a reliever. Goes to show you the kind of season that Columbus State is having, winning so many close games and also losing so many close games. But CSU will improve to 15-11 on the season, 3-1 in the Peach Belt Conference. Montevallo will fall to 14-8, 5-7 in league play. As the 3-1 pitch coming from Carr. Jammed her, foul. Reese and Woods both going for it. It lands in front of both of them. Count goes full. For Columbus State, their next games will be Tuesday, St. Patrick's Day, over at Albany State. They'll play a doubleheader there. Start time from Albany in that first game set for 3 o'clock. Carr with the payoff pitch and a ground ball underneath the glove of Turner, base hit. And Boone out in left field has a hard time handling that hard ground ball. And so new life for Montevallo, hanging by a thread, but getting their grips on it. So a single and an error charge against Kaylee Boone puts McCreeless on second base with no outs for Celestia Davila. Entered as a pinch hitter back in the 4th, now out in right field. First pitch taking inside, ball 1. Columbus State's next Peach Belt Conference games will be a doubleheader this coming Thursday against 9th-ranked North Georgia. Those games will start at 2 o'clock and will be broadcast right here on Cougar Sports TV. I'm guessing Stephen Williams will be on the call for those games. Carr missing outside. 2-0 is the count. Carr just 3 outs away from her 8th win of the year. 2-0, check swing, lined into the glove of Callie Starr for the out. Nice reflexes by Callie Starr, tracing that rare check swing line drive and securing it with 2 hands in the glove. And now Phoebe DeBoer coming to bat. DeBoer 0 for 2 with a walk, a strikeout, and a fly out to center. She takes the first pitch, chest high, ball 1. Chest high and inside, rather. Montevallo's next game will be also on St. Patrick's Day as they host Birmingham Southern at brand new Orr Park. That'll be their pink game for the season, as Carr catches the high outside corner for a called strike 1. And the Falcons' next Peach Belt action will be a Saturday doubleheader at home against UNC Pembroke in a matchup that spans the boundaries of the Peach Belt Conference. Pembroke, North Carolina to Montevallo, Alabama, as Carr catches the outside part of the plate for strike 2. A drive that must extend at least 8 hours, maybe 9 hours, and more because of that time change that Montevalloers have to undergo, being in Central Time. DeBoer stays alive, fouling it back to the steps of the third base dugout. 1 out, top of the 7th inning. CSU holding an 8-3 lead. Hannah McCreelis on second base. She got there after a single and an error. The Falcons down to their last 2 outs of their first trip to Cougar Field. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Carr got her with a fastball, let her high, and that puts 2 away. Last chance for Montevallo is Rachel Conley, the shortstop. Walk and a run in this game. 5 runs down and 1 out to work with. Carr dots the I on that fastball, ball 1. Columbus State looking to send the home fans home happy with a pair of wins in a beautiful Saturday doubleheader. As Conley fouls this one over our heads. Yes, now that CSU basketball is done with losses by the men's and women's teams today, we are fully in these spring seasons, focusing on baseball, softball, tennis, and all the others. Conley fouls this one back over to Ragsdale Field. Cougar baseball team will conclude their series with North Georgia tomorrow with a doubleheader. Greg Appleton's bunch winning 16-4 in Milledgeville earlier today. Falcons down to their last strike. Kristen Carr, 1 pitch away potentially from putting it away. Carr into the windup. Here's the 1-2 pitch. In there, a called strike 3. Put it in the books. Kristen Carr got her on the off-speeder on the inside part of the plate. And the final score in Game 2, Columbus State 8 and Montevallo 3. The Lady Cougars sweeping a doubleheader from Montevallo in the first ever matchup between the two programs. Again, CSU improving to 15-11 on the year, 3-1 in league play. Montevallo falling to 14-18, 5-7 in league play. MVP of the doubleheader, who else can you give it to but Taylor Woods. Kristen, Taylor, they sound almost similar, right? Not really. Taylor Woods, 3 home runs in the second game, 7 RBIs. She had 4 home runs and 8 RBIs over the doubleheader. As the team comes by to salute the fans, we will stay with you and give you audio of this great tradition. It's great indeed. On behalf of all of us here from Columbus, Georgia and Cougar Sports TV, this is Will DeBoer saying so long and good night from Western GA. Columbus State sweeping a doubleheader, 6-3 and 8-3. You've been watching Columbus State softball right here on Cougar Sports TV.